my name's Ashley Rice and welcome to my YouTube channel. Okay, you guys, I have another Moringa morning for you. And for today, I'm going to be trying out a flavor of Moringa tea that I'm super excited to try out. And I'm also going to be telling you who is the winner between Moringa and Matcha and tell you just some facts about both of the types of teas. But really quickly, if you are new to my channel, I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe and click the little bell that is down below. That just notifies you whenever I post a video. And I post videos every Tuesday through Saturday. I do some review videos, unboxing videos, fun videos like this one, and some recipe videos as well. So if any of that interests you, I would love for you to join my channel. But today I'm going to be trying out another one of Miracle Tree's teas, and the flavor that I'll be trying today is the Moringa green tea, ginger, and lemon tea, and I'm very excited to try this out. I don't do green teas as much as I do other types of teas, however, there's still something that I really enjoy, so I'm excited to have a little bit of lemon in my tea. Now, I am an affiliate for Miracle Tree. That is something I will let you know. All that means is basically they sent me this product free to try out on my channel for you and to share a little bit about Moringa products. However, all of my thoughts that I say are my own. I'm not being told to say certain things about the tea, plus I would never agree to that in the first place. Like, I'm only going to tell you the truth. But one of the things that I like about this type of tea, and I have tried a few of them out on my channel as well. If you want to see all my other Moringa morning videos, I will link that playlist down below in the description box, and you'll be able to see which ones are recipe based and which ones of them are review based. But what I like about these type of teas is that they are superfood energy infusion teas, and basically this is a healthy alternative to coffee. So if you're someone who's trying to cut down on their coffee intake, but you really need that helpful boost of caffeine and energy, this is something you might want to look into. On the back here, I talk about this in all my review videos where I review this type of tea, but on the back here, it shows you the different caffeine levels that you're going to get between Moringa tea and then also coffee and green tea. So for green tea, you're actually only going to get 35 milligrams of energy, which they label as a 1 out of 5 energy zapper. I don't know what you want to call that. Coffee, you're going to get 125 milligrams, and then Moringa tree tea, you're going to get 155 milligrams. So you're actually getting more caffeine in a serving of this than you would in a serving of coffee, which I just think is really cool. Caffeine means nothing to me, but I think this is so helpful for people who are really trying to cut down on their coffee intake because coffee can be really bad for you. So this is definitely something to look into if you are one of those people. But today I just want to tell you a little bit about how it tastes and a little bit about Moringa and Matcha tea. For those of you who are wondering, it does come in one of the pyramid tea bag guys. I'm gonna go ahead and let it start steeping. You usually steep these guys for about 5 to 7 minutes, I wanna say. This one says 4 to 5, so that might be a little bit different than some of the other ones I've tried out. Though I'll be honest with you, I'll probably steep it for 5 to 7 minutes because I generally steep my tea a little bit longer than it recommends because I like really strong flavors. Now, while I'm letting that steep, I'm actually going to tell you a little bit about Moringa because I want to tell you a little bit about Matcha, a little bit about Moringa, and then tell you which one's better at what so that you can know if you're trying to decide between the two types of teas, which one you should go for. Now, obviously, I've been doing these videos for a while, so I have a lot of information out on Moringa tea, so I'm not going to say everything in this video because then that video would take forever and a day. There's a lot out there about Moringa. I'm going to link some stuff down below in the description box, so you can definitely feel free to head down and check out those links and get some of the information that I gathered for this video. But really quickly, just some information I want to share about Moringa. It's actually really nutritionally dense. That's something that you don't find in a lot of other types of teas. It does come in many forms as well, which is a nice little added bonus. You can drink it in tea, you can use it in a powder, and then there's some other ways that you can use it that you have to be careful on depending on what part you're using. I do have a whole video that tackles the many different forms of Moringa, so definitely feel free to check out that one. I actually tackled 2 months ago the fact that Moringa is actually really good for inflammation, and I talk a lot more about its anti-inflammatory properties in that video, so feel free to check out that one as well. It also helps reduce stress. It's really good for possibly helping you with your weight loss goals that you're looking into. It's really good for your liver. It's good with blood pressure. It's good with your glucose levels. And so there's lots of different things I could tell you. And overall, it's just a very healthy thing to have on hand. But I would say those are kind of like the basics I'll cover right now because I don't want to get like too deep into it just because, again, I don't want this video to be forever and a day. But no, there is so much more that is amazing about Moringa than just what I listed in this video. Okay, we're gonna check back in with this guy. It's been roughly 5 minutes. So let's see what it tastes like. Oh, that's actually a really strong green tea. Usually my thing with green teas is they're usually really subtle, but this one kind of like punches you in the face a little bit, and I haven't had it in there for much longer than 5 minutes. In fact, yeah, I'll probably take this out soon, which is surprising. I don't normally do that with teas, but I think this is a really, really good level. I mean, it's like a standard green tea. I don't think the lemon's extremely strong. It's there just like a teensy little bit. No, I think this is a really nice level. It's a nice, like, I don't know, morning tea, I think. I don't know if I have too much to say about this. I think it's pretty standard to most green teas that I have tasted, to be honest with you. For those of you who are wondering, I'm not really tasting the moringa flavors extremely strongly in this one. I feel like the green tea is what's taking over in the forefront of this. I'm sure if I left the tea bag in there longer, the moringa flavor would pop a little bit more. So if you do like that flavor, just keep the tea bag in there longer, and I'm sure that eventually that will come to the forefront. But for those of you who are not a big fan of the moringa taste, put it in there for a little bit. The green tea is very, very strong, and it's gonna pop like crazy, which I really, really enjoy. I have not added any sweeteners or sugar to this at all. However, if you are someone who does like sweeter teas, you might want to add like a teensy little bit in there. It's not bitter at all. It's not tangy. It's not sour or anything like that. I wouldn't say it's necessarily my favorite out of the ones that I've tried out on my channel. And the reason being for that is I don't usually go for green teas a ton. There are times and places where I enjoy a green tea. However, I really love chai. That's like my all-time favorite type of tea. And I like floral teas. I like fruity teas. And then I would say I like green teas. I would even put white teas above green teas. However, if this is sounding like something that you would want to try out, I am gonna have a coupon code down below in the description box, so you can feel free to head down there and get 15% off your first order with Miracle-Tree. They are an amazing company. I love them so, so, so much. And I'm so thankful for them sending me all these products for free. I just love it so much. That coupon code is not an affiliate link whatsoever. It's actually just for you guys to use and abuse and have fun with it. So please feel free to go down below in the description box and use it. But let's get into moringa versus matcha. So I've told you a little bit about moringa, and I have so many facts that you can check out if you want to learn a little bit more about it and how it's nutritionally dense, how it helps out with stress, and all those fun things. But let's talk a little bit about matcha. So obviously I'm not going to mention all of the information about matcha in this video. That is something that, again, I don't want to make this video forever and a day. So I picked some information to share with you, but I'm sure there's a lot more on matcha out there. One of the things that I saw is there was actually a study in 2012 that showed that green tea actually helps maintain and boost the production of brain cells. So that's actually something that I think is just really, really cool. And I never knew that. So I felt like that'd be fun to share with you guys. The other thing that I saw is that it actually helps regulate your immune system. So it helps produce a lot of T cells. It also can help regulate your blood sugar, especially when you combine it with starchy foods. That's something that apparently helps it go through your system better and be able to help in that way, which I never knew before. And one of the other things that I saw about it that I was hesitant to say, but I thought it's there, there's studies, I might as well mention it, is there is a chance that by drinking matcha tea, you might be able to help prevent certain types of cancers. Specifically, the link that I saw mentioned prostate cancer. However, everyone's body is very, very different, and how things affect you is also very, very different. So it's not like an end-all be-all cure to cancer in any way whatsoever. It just, there is a possibility that it might help prevent that type of cancer. But at the end of the day, please consult your doctor. I will always say that whenever I mention things like this on the video, because I think it's important that you do talk to your doctor about this as well. So those were just some of the facts that I found as I was researching about matcha. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, matcha I only like in matcha latte form. I can't do it as a straight up tea. I actually don't like the flavor of straight up matcha, which is funny. My husband loves matcha so, so, so much. I just can't do it for some reason. And I know I'm the abnormal one in that group because I know there's lots of people who just love matcha. But now I'm gonna tell you who wins in what category. There's actually some amazing links down below, and they have this awesome chart that really compares the two of them and nutritional benefits, and you can kind of see which one wins in which category. It's really, really cool. Highly recommend checking out that article if you're going to check out any of them down below. But by far, all the articles I were seeing were pointing to that article that I have down below, but saying that moringa actually trumps matcha when it comes to nutritional benefits, especially when you're looking at the fiber, the protein, the calcium, iron, vitamin A, vitamin C, and vitamin E. Moringa definitely trumps matcha in those regards. Another thing that people mentioned is that there's a higher efficiency when it comes to moringa tea, and this is related to the fact that there's multiple forms that you can do of moringa that are used in medicine, used in food, especially in developing worlds. It's actually used to help with malnutrition, which I think is amazing as well. So there's just a lot of uses that you can have with moringa. And then the other reason being is how you can make it. It's very efficient. You just kind of let it do its thing. Whereas matcha, you have to be very careful on how you shade the trees and when do you get all the leaves and stuff like that. So matcha is a little bit more particular in that regard. And with that said, matcha is generally also a lot more expensive than you will find with moringa, just because moringa is easier to make, it's easier to handle, it has so many different forms. You can, generally speaking, find it for cheaper, especially if you're looking at like high-end matcha that you use in tea ceremonies or anything like that. Those can be really, really, really expensive. Whereas moringa, there's nothing really like that. It's just moringa. And obviously you can get cheaper matcha, but you know, if you're a matcha snob, you might say that's not worth doing. It's not real matcha. However, there are some things that matcha, generally speaking, does excel in. One of that is, as I was saying earlier, the taste. A lot of people enjoy the taste of matcha over the taste of moringa. I am gonna kind of counter that because I don't necessarily agree with it, as I said earlier, and I know I'm kind of the abnormal one with that. But I've also had so many different flavors of moringa that I find that most of the time I don't even necessarily taste the moringa when I have it in certain types of teas or when I mix it into certain types of my food. So one article specifically said that you don't generally find moringa in like baked goods. However, I always put moringa in my baked goods because I'm like, if I'm gonna eat something unhealthy, I might as well have something healthy in it. And I generally don't really taste the moringa at all when I do that. I'm not a fan of matcha, though I know so many people are, but I just want to let you know that usually you don't do moringa straight up. So for instance, all the teas that I've tried out on my channel, there's only been one that's been the original moringa flavor, and all the other ones have like so many other flavors, and usually those flavors are the dominant flavor in that type of tea. So you can find ways to get all the amazing benefits of moringa without having to necessarily taste that moringa taste if you're not like a huge fan of it. Another thing that I saw is that generally speaking, matcha will have a higher amount of caffeine, and that is semi-true. However, as you saw, there are certain types of moringa where the caffeine level is actually really, really high. So that's not always the case. The sun doesn't know what it wants to do today. It keeps coming in and out, so this lighting's gonna be all over the place. But with that said, matcha generally does have more caffeine than your average cup of moringa tea would. So I hope that helps a little bit when you are trying to decide whether you want to have moringa or matcha. I definitely think for those of you who are a little bit nervous about doing moringa because of the taste, I will say it's a lot easier to make a cup of moringa than necessarily to make a nice cup of, you know, matcha latte, which is the only way I'll do matcha. So for me, it's like a no-brainer to go for moringa because I literally just have to get water and put the tea bag in and go. But also note, there are tons of companies out there like Miracle Tree that put out flavored moringa so that you aren't necessarily having to deal with that taste that you don't necessarily like. But you're also getting all the amazing benefits that come with moringa as well, especially because it does honestly win when it comes to nutritional benefits. I think there was less calories with matcha and something else, and there were 2 other things that beat moringa when it came to matcha. However, there were 8 ones that totally whooped matcha's butt. Personally, I would choose moringa every single time, but also I don't like the flavor of matcha, so that's mostly why. But I also like, if I'm gonna be drinking some tea, I want some amazing benefits out of it as well, which is something I get with moringa, which I really, really enjoy and love. But anyways, you guys, that is all the information I'm going to share in this video. If you would like to know more information on this topic, please let me know down below in the comments, and let me know if you have any questions about this as well. I would love to do more research for you guys. Also, let me know if there are any other moringa versus something else videos you would like me to do. I love putting out these videos. I think they're so much fun. But also let me know in the comments below, which one would you pick? Are you just like a hardcore matcha lover and you're like, nope, would never try moringa in a million years because I am obsessed with matcha and I love the flavor? Or are you someone who's like, wow, oh my gosh, didn't know there was so much about moringa. I'm absolutely obsessed with it now. I'm gonna go buy some. Let me know whichever side you are a part of. And other than that, if you're new to my channel and you haven't subscribed and clicked the little bell yet, I would absolutely love it if you would join my channel. It would mean so much to me. Also, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. And other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.